confidence-building conversations. We're designing rooms and redefining success. Catch the Design Studios Saturdays at 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM and streaming live on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live. Design bold, live elevated, thrive fully.
It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
The E-Zone is here for you.
With the Stinger Honey Bee.
And Curry Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you said?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions.
Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow! Ow!
What's everyone talking about? It's Front Page in This Morning. Get the issue of the day this and every weekday morning at 7:20 a.m. on Front Page. This Morning. Morning radio the right way. Front Page is brought to you by ABC Electrical for a better choice in the electrical business.
Come into the parlor. There's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 7 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come, let's go back in time.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 7 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Me sing, boop, boop, boop. Every pressure who no book. You illiterate and foolish, you might on a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse.
Good night, Jamaica. Welcome to another edition of the A-Team Radio Show right here on the best Revolution station in Jamaica. And like I say, each and every Friday and Saturday across the world. You are listening to Damien Scarlett, and it's so good to be with you this evening. And boy, summer almost done already. Summer is almost over, but not quite, because we still have a little bit more time to enjoy ourselves. Not only that, but we're going to be going back into a new academic year, and so it's time for us to kind of get our back to school preparations ready. But normally during the summer, we take a little shift in terms of our focus. Yes, this is your on-air study program, but tonight we're going to be looking at an aspect of our nation's history. We are entering into, of course, the Emancipendence Weekend. Tomorrow we will celebrate Emancipation Day. That's the 1st of August. And then a few days later, on the 6th of August, we'll be celebrating our independence. And so for our episode this evening, we want to be looking at preserving Jamaica's history through storytelling and poetry, right? And so that is going to be our focus, our discussion. And as Jamaica observes Emancipendence, the season that unites Emancipation Day and Independence Day, we reflect on the journey from bondage to freedom and from freedom to nationhood. This is a time for us to remember the sacrifices, of course, of our ancestors, honor the resilience of our people, and recognize that our stories continue to define who we are. And over the years, as we talk about storytelling, we've had a number of ambassadors, cultural ambassadors, and of the past, of the present, of the future. And I have I want to say a cultural ambassador this evening in studio. Sir Wright is with us, and you are otherwise known as
Maja Bless.
Maja
Live and
Bless.
direct.
Maja Bless is in the building.
Yes,
The family is here as well, and we're going to be talking about just preserving our nation's history through storytelling. But before we get into that, Maja,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about. I think everybody should know you by now, but just in case you have first-time listeners, a little bit about you, your work, and what's new with you so far.
All right, so greetings again, beautiful people. It's a joy to be here, So Maja Bless is a youth who rose up out of the inner city, then I'm town to be specific. We love music, poetry, drama. Went to the Edna Mandela College, We have a degree in drama and education, so we also teach at the Holy Childhood High School.
Nice.
It's just a youth who love the arts overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right now I'm currently a judge at JCDC,
Okay.
Yeah, man. So that is Maja Bless,
Okay, and I know for teaching in the high school system, what has that been like?
Been great, because I've always loved teaching, even before getting a degree, I've always been helping the ones around me. I taught dub poetry to all of my friends from early out, from school days. All of my friends, they became dub poets. So it's just something that I found joy in. I used to volunteer in many of the children's home, doing the same, teaching dub poetry. We were a part of the Era Youth Foundation as well, where we went to many different inner city communities while I was a youth, just imparting my skills, So teaching in the classroom is just a next step, but it's the same love, Yeah, man.
Love that. And I know as we're talking about storytelling, storytelling has always been a part of Jamaica's identity. And, long before we talk about history books, our elders passed down wisdom through stories, proverbs, songs, and poetry. Now, why do you believe that storytelling remains important today? Is that something that we really should just have a grasp on?
Yeah, man, most definitely. Because one of the things storytelling does, it preserves our history,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and also it will pass down some knowledge from one generation to the next, Our stories are filled with a lot of meanings and proverbs that we can definitely learn from. So, storytelling is really something that we should definitely preserve the tradition, And they always say that we are an oral tradition.
Yeah.
So, I remember days when I was younger, my mother used to take me on the stepson, She used to tell me some stories that sticks with me even till today, And I yearn for those moments to come forward again, because now we get lost in technology some of the time, But telling stories is also a way of bonding, because we used to get together as a family. Yeah. There was no device to distract us, and we would share stories. So, it's a great thing that we should preserve.
Thanks for sharing that. I like how you put that, because you mentioned just now, back then we didn't have the device to distract us and all of that. Not to say that the device is not helpful in our current day and age, but how do we get even the younger ones now, amidst the use of technology, to still appreciate this aspect of just history overall?
Yeah, it is a balance.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because I look at Joe and Kenzie, you like Sajay Deacon as well.
Big up Sajay.
Yeah, man, definitely. And I see that they are using the technology, but still preserving our culture and our history and our legacy. You know, so they've struck the perfect balance. And I realize that with them being on social media, whenever they put on a play, the houses are usually filled. Because they get the support from social media and the fans from social media, so it enhances whatever they are doing in terms of preserving the culture, Because I watched Sajay for 3 weekends, man,
and doing a good job.
Very good, and the houses were just filled, rammed,
Yeah.
So they're doing a good balance.
Yeah, so that's what we talk about in terms of connecting with the community, and because people nowadays, we can see poetry, storytelling as a form of entertainment, But I would say that, so far, how long have you been in the industry? How long have you been doing this?
I don't even call myself being in the industry, but I just have a passion and a love for it. So we've been doing it for many, many years. When I was 3 years old, I can remember my father putting me on a sound system, to chant. So I know that I have that creative vibration from very young. And my mother herself is a poet, you know.
Right.
So I think from that age I got the fervor for words from my mother, you know. So from a young man.
From a young, I love that. And what would you say then inspires how you write? Because sometimes we can write based on what we see around us, what's taking place in the society, in the world today. Do you draw inspiration from those things?
Yeah, man, that is definitely me. Yeah. I draw inspiration from life itself, you know. Yeah. Most of my poems are based upon what is happening around me, what is happening to persons around me, what is happening in the world, Yeah. Jamaican history. We write poems about the national era and, just life itself in general, my personal experience sometimes, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, you'll feel the different emotions coming out. So that's the inspiration for many of the poems, yeah? But sometimes I must tell you that person may contract you to write on a particular topic and then a poem may come from that as well. Yeah, man.
Okay. So, here's an interesting one. If our ancestors could hear today's generation, what story do you think they would want us to continue telling?
We're close friends with Auntie Faye Ellington,
Yeah.
Sunday gone, we were at a celebration for her, and then Ngozi and I we did a performance in a poem that, was a tribute to her.
Nice.
So we know this debate, and as well we respect Stephen the Genius, with the Ilan Gully rhythm. So we see what is going on. But I would say, I see where there's a moral decline. And I think if they should come forward and see certain things, they wouldn't be pleased with how, the route that we are going. Yeah, man. Because there was slackness then, but it was done in a sort of subliminal, tasteful way.
Yeah.
If you listen to some of the Calypso songs, it makes you wonder what they are talking about. It's not just straightforward and raw, but today's youth, they're just saying it as it is, which I don't think that is art.
So in the midst of what is evolving and the creativity, then one should be mindful of just the background and the history behind that.
Yeah, man, most definitely.
What you're saying.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Because we have a role to play, That is why most of what we write, we try to put some form of cultural message in it,
Right.
Some relevant inspiration for the youth to see.
Yeah, certainly. And, storytelling is not just sitting down and telling stories, but as we talk about how things have evolved in terms of poetry.
Yeah.
Poetry itself, you have the prose format, the different formats of poetry. Now we have dub poetry,
yeah, man.
As well. So even in that kind of context, even as we celebrate emancipation and independence, what is the message Jamaicans you believe at home, those who are listening, those in the diaspora, what message should they hold on to, especially as we enter into this season?
Well, the message of love is always relevant,
Yes.
Because I'm looking at the news. It's just like we lack love. You're driving on the road, you see that we lack love, Love can fix many of our problems, man. We just need to bring back that one love vibration. That's what we need, and that's the message that we're sending out right now. Jamaica, just bring back love, man.
Yeah. And we definitely do need to have that. That's a message that not only a message of hope and inspiration, but everything that we do, we ought to be doing it in love.
In love, man.
And I've always said, though, that I believe that if we were demonstrating more love to each other in the country, I think the society, Jamaica, would be a better place.
Much, much better place, man.
A better place, yeah.
See, like you said, you see me, I believe that with love we can achieve heaven right here on earth,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it just takes love, because if we love each other, no killing, no war, we love nature, then the rivers would come back and the trees would come back and, animals that are going extinct, we love them and they will be here, and then, we achieve what the Most High intended for us right here on earth,
Right.
But it takes love,
Definitely takes love.
Real.
And when we look back at Jamaica's history, there have been some great poets throughout the time, and we can talk about this aspect of storytelling and not even mention the great. I'd say call her the great.
She's the great.
She's the great.
Yeah, man.
Louise Bennett Coverley. just looking at her work and what you have been able to accomplish, what do you think about her craft? Because today, her message, some people nowadays talk about aura.
Yeah, man.
Her aura still lives among us.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Let me reinforce what you said about great. She's definitely great because, as I said, I'm a judge at the JCDC Speech Festival, and every year, young children, they are still coming with her poems, poems that have been written many, many decades ago, and we're still seeing many of our poems. And it is so funny that a lot of persons are saying, that Omal Right, Maja Bless, is the new Louise Bennett, because, a lot of persons are doing my poems at festival just the same, So we're continuing the legacy, because if you listen to a lot of her poems, it preserves history. She speaks on things that are happening at her time, and we can learn about it in this time, She has a big aura, man.
Yeah, man, as early as 1919 up to 2006, she has been regarded as Jamaica's national cultural icon.
Yeah, man.
And she elevated the Jamaican patois as a respected literary language. And I think I want to pause and touch on that a little bit, Maja, in terms of the whole matter of language as well, because language is also a part of our identity.
Yeah.
And yes, though our primary is English. Now, how do we how should we appreciate patois as a people, as a nation? Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, that's why I love storytelling.
Yeah.
Because storytelling helps to preserve that language as well. And this language definitely needs to be preserved because it's part of our identity. The way we express ourselves in patois, we can't do it in any other language.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Jamaica, has a very special people, I believe. And our language as well is very, very special, And this is something that we should show pride in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We are bilingual in Jamaica, but it's like if you're a person who speaks patois like I, you will be looked down on because people feel like it's an inferior language and it shouldn't be spoken. They don't want to hear it in certain spaces.
Right.
But this is our language, man. This is our cultural identity, But then this is what we use to communicate, and we communicate it effectively.
And I like how you put that because even recently, we talk about current affairs.
Yes.
The use of the language and to determine when it is right and from wrong and in what setting.
Yeah.
Are there, what did they say? Are there moral rules or moral boundaries when it comes on to patois? Or is it that we set those boundaries?
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah. There are, but we are the one who made it so. Because it is stemming from, looking down on what we have as being inferior.
Yes.
Just like looking down on the way our hair grows naturally. People would view that as inferior and not appropriate, There are still schools that you can do the Nubian knots that people would call shiny bump. They don't want that, dark-skinned African young ladies, you can wake up and go with her hair naturally in an afro to school, but any other race can do that.
So is it that we are, I don't want to use the term backward, are we behind in the discussion and where we're supposed to be?
I tell you, we definitely are, man, and this is Jamaica, this is the ones who bring locks to the world,
Yeah.
But yet still, if I'm in Florida, I can go to school with my locks. But here in Jamaica, we are the ones who brought it to the world, and we're still having trouble.
That resistance towards it.
Yeah, man. So definitely backwards, and we have to see the value in what we create out here because people are seeing the value out there. When I went to Italy, when they had the reggae festival there, you should see how many white persons wearing locks and cherishing locks and loving Rastafari and seeing all the red, green and gold flags over there, and before I went, my father would tell me that is Rome and that is Babylon and fire upon Rome, and you wouldn't expect that they would be over there cherishing what we have much, and they love it so much. Yeah, man. So we should love what we have.
And when we leave here and
we see the value.
That's when we see the value.
Yeah, man.
And you say, wow, I didn't even know that it was so significant.
Significant. Yeah. Me and the twins, we were in Las Vegas recently for the Bob Marley play that they have there in Hope Road.
Yes.
And they lit up the whole hotel in red, green, and gold. You know?
Wow.
And then when you went inside the hotel, everywhere you went, the lobby, everywhere, there was Bob Marley music playing inside the hotel, you know?
Yes.
And the show was a major success. You know, lots of person turned out just to see, you know, our national hero Bob Marley all the way in Las Vegas, you know?
Nice,
yeah, man.
nice,
so they are cherishing what we create. We should see the value in it.
Right. And that's the thing, and that's what we're saying. How do we preserve our nation's history, our cultural history, even as the world evolves around us? What is true to us as a people? And we're talking about, you know, coming from the whole matter of slavery, you know, what enslaved Africans went through. Do we understand really our true identity? This is the A-Team Radio Show. We're talking about preserving our language, preserving our culture. We'll be right back after this.
Yes.
You illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off a joke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight.
School expenses adding up? Get ready for school with Chris and Charles. From July 9 to August 31, enjoy a low interest rate on loans of $1.5 and $2 million. Plus, get 25% off the processing fee on loans of $1 million Jamaican dollars and above. You could also qualify for one of 50 ready for school grants worth 60,000 Jamaican dollars each. Visit your nearest Chris and Charles branch or www.chrisandcharles.com for details. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles. Conditions apply.
Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Family, family.
Me sing, bup, bup, bup. And if you pressure on no more, you illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off a joke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight. You puke, we look and say, bup, bup, bup. And if you pressure on no more, if you're not no education, people.
Welcome back to the A-Team Radio Show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. You're listening to Damien Scarlett. It's a summer edition of our show, and today as we head into the Emancipendence Weekend 2026, we are talking about preserving Jamaica's history through storytelling. And earlier on during the break, we were talking about the importance of language and looking at our identity as a race, black people, ensuring that we understand what that means to us and our culture today. I have with me in studio the one, the great, Maja Bless is here. The twins are here. Mommy is here. Everybody's here in the studio. I hear the support in the background. I love that. And you know, it's interesting too, because even as a people, we need to learn how to support each other, you know. We were just touching on the importance of poetry, especially dub poetry, and we were highlighting, of course, Louise Bennett Coverley and her history and her trajectory through poetry, theater, radio, and television. She encouraged Jamaicans to take pride in their language and their identity, because, of course, her work helped to preserve Jamaican folklore and oral traditions. You know, and how we revolutionize our dialect, or Jamaican Creole, as we talk about that. You know, Miss Lou, of course, she had a great influence in the Jamaican culture, even up to today.
Yes.
You know, and we continue to carry that, we continue to honor that, but not only to stay there, but to help to evolve it and to make it better.
Sure,
you know, and with the technology advancing now, we're able to reach far more people with this, you know.
Definitely.
So one of the things that we want to do, I know you have a special piece that you probably want to share with us. I don't know which one you want to do first before we go back to the conversation.
Yeah, man, we can do anyone.
All right, so I'm going to ask our engineer to cue that up for us, and yeah, man. So anyone you drop first, I think you'll be ready.
Yes, definitely.
should live. And they will remember it all their lives. Oh, you say you love the children, and yet still you want to kill them. Me say you don't love the children, up on ice you want to chill them. Me say I mean, whose parents have died, you pass on the roadside, wanna see and walk wide, wanna say nah no pride, wanna curse and beat, with no food to eat. You see you sleep on the streets, make you look with scorn and ease your teeth. Wanna always a cuss, wanna push off a bus, when you have to live in the sorrow, when you show about tomorrow. Oh, you say you love the children, and yet still you want to kill them. You say you don't love the children, up on ice you want to chill them. Me hear murder, another youth a ball, because you never hear the call. Reach further, and know another youth a fall. Hear the word, yeah, where you go tear down your wall. It's utter. You see a youth so small when you satter, and asleep down the mall, dream shatter. On him face in my crawl, what's the matter? You're not even ox at all, ratatata. Them are gonna make you ball, me son. And Babylon fall, and Babylon fall. So oh, you say you love the children, and yet still you want to kill them. Me say you don't love the children, up on ice you want to chill them. Oh, you say you love the children, and yet still you want to kill them. Me say you don't love the children, up on ice you want to chill them. Yes, I, A.T.
Yes. Oh, you know, full of the children. I want to deal with.
Yes, sir.
That one was a very powerful one. It was a powerful message, a powerful reminder, of course, of why we are to love our children. Wow.
Yeah, man, because them are the future, them are going to preserve the legacy. As you see, Ngozi is a future storyteller.
Yes.
Yeah, man, and she will bring it forward, you know. She's a generation coming. Tafara is here as the new generation as well, you know. So we have to teach them, and that is what storytelling does too, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love that too, because, you know, as you mentioned that, I always hear Empress reminding me, because we always have this conversation, you know. Empress always say, you need to talk to Maja, you need to talk to Ngozi and Tafari, you know. So big up Empress, Golden wherever
and
you
before you go off of that point too, you know, you spoke about support before we went off the break, that you know we need more support in the island. But I should let everyone know that you always supporting us, you know.
Definitely.
And Empress has been supporting us from way back.
Yeah.
But we give thanks for your support, because many times you will call and you will say, you know, you want to come and share this, whatever we are doing. I see you show the interest in that, you know. So I must say give thanks to you and the team, you know. The A-team.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, much respect.
Because the truth is that as we talk about history and the creativity side of it, is that young people nowadays, I don't even know nowadays, but it's been a while, they don't like reading, you know.
That is
reading
true.
is not a strong point for many. I wouldn't say some,
that
but
is
some
true,
persons like reading, and history is also something that you have to also read as well. But then, as I said, if we are tapping into the technology and being able now to convert that history that you would normally read into these creative expressions, these creative forms, then I think would be well on our way in terms of a greater impact in the society and today. And I like that message about our children are the future. Sometimes when you listen to the news, the devastating news as well that happens to our nation's children, it just breaks your heart.
I'm telling you,
I remember the piece that Ngozi did a few years ago about the children as well. So we want to send that message as well to our country, that we have to protect our children. And when we protect our children, it's also a part of preserving Jamaica's history because they are the future generation. Children are not only the future of Jamaica, they are also the future custodians of our history, culture, and national identity. And I like the fact that earlier on you mentioned, even with your parents, grandparents, when they sat you down and share that kind of story, and so that you could appreciate that and come back and tell your children.
Definitely.
That is something that a practice that we need to continue.
I'm telling you,
for future generations as well. So we touched a little bit, of course, on the language component of it. We spoke about poetry as entertainment as well. Now, culture, would you say that culture has evolved? Would you say that culture has evolved?
It keeps evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
we were speaking about that earlier,
Yes.
Before I came here, I was asking them, what do you think Jamaica was like,
Mm-hmm.
back then? Because, it was a different culture. I was looking at some cave paintings.
Yes.
And wondering, what they were thinking at that time. Who were they? What was the culture at that time?
Yeah.
Why did they sit down and think that, we're going to draw this in the cave? What was the message? Were they trying to preserve what they had going on then and hope that we would come and decipher it,
Yes.
So I'm a person who always look into those things, and it is the same. We are writing, this is our new cave painting,
yes.
Our poetry, our stories right now, so we are creating and leaving these messages for the generation to forward and to see,
Yes, I love that. And one of the things too, we spoke about Louise Bennett Coverley and her contribution. For you though, and as you teach within the classroom, who are some of the other poets of throughout history that you'd say that we could really focus on or zone in on?
Yeah, man, there's Mervyn Morris.
Yes.
Very, very great poet,
Mm-hmm.
There's Ukunura.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yasu Safari, Muta Baruka. We share all these poems with the children, because each is a great in their own right.
Right,
and
certainly.
They've been doing great works, Yeah,
certainly.
man.
Do you find that, especially for literature, because I know in English literature, you're exposed also to the world of poetry, and trying to understand how the writers write, in the form that they write as well. Do you think that literature, should I say, has lost its place or essence, or do we need to do more in terms of literature?
Yeah, man, I definitely think so. Just like you were saying earlier, that they have lost the zest to read.
Yeah.
I see Ngozi, she loves reading, but a lot of persons, they don't want to read, and literature is so vital,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because they are saying that if you want to hide something from our people, put it in a book.
Yes, I've heard that.
It's good to read. And we have to get back there, man, make literature great again.
I love that. We do need to do that. Some persons, when they're choosing their subjects and then say that they get English literature, they don't want to do that. But of course, literature is also one of the powerful ways
most definitely
a nation can preserve its history, because before the historical events were recorded in books or archives, and stories and those things. It being passed down through our ancestors or forefathers, that was really through the spoken word.
Yeah.
Really through the spoken word. And so it has become a part of who we are. And so what it does, it tells the human side of the story then, right? We talk about the dates, how events are recorded and those things. But literature tells us about the story of emancipation, the story of independence, and the fight for freedom and equality. Even though today in our modern day context we can say, boy, some people feel as if that we're still seeing elements of slavery, right, through the systems and so on. But at the end of the day, we talk about how do we preserve the Jamaican identity, right, and how do we get Jamaicans, in layman terms, how do we get our people to appreciate our journey, the struggles that we have been through? Some people, we continue to have the conversation about reparations as well. You know, and the fact that, you know, we should fight for reparations. Now, of course, not everybody believes that. I don't know if you have a take on that.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
We deserve reparations, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you check it, America gave Japan reparations.
Yes.
And, you know, our journey, our struggle has been 500 years.
Yes.
You know, suffering still going on up to this day.
Yeah.
You understand? So we're seeing everybody, you know, getting their reparations.
And what's happening to us?
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you look at it, understanding the call, even for justice, and that's a conversation that we have to continue to work through in terms. And the thing is that reparation is not just about the financial compensation.
No, man.
And I think people miss that. But let's take a break, and when we come back, we can pick up on that point.
Yeah, man.
This is the A-Team Radio Show. We'll be right back after this.
Pressure who no more. You illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you now go get no work, and your teeth like a puss.
Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Family, amazing family.
From the farm to your table, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining is shaping the future of food and farming in Jamaica. Join us this Saturday, August 1 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for special live coverage from the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining at the Denby Showground in Maypen, Clarendon. Hear about the Ministry's latest initiatives, programs and innovations that are strengthening agriculture, supporting farmers and enhancing food security across the island. Don't miss this exclusive broadcast, Saturday, August 1 at 11 a.m. live from the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining at Denby. Catch this and so much more on our YouTube channel, NNN Radio Live, and keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Me sing, and every pressure who no more. You illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you now go get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off the choke. If I see them, I hold your breath and
Welcome back to the A-Team Radio Show. We're in the final segment of our show, and we are in studio. And yes, we are talking with Maja Bliss. He's here, and just before the break, we were looking at aspects of our nation's history, our culture, the heritage. We are heading into, of course, Emancipation Day, August 1, and then Independence on the 6th of August. And just before the break, we were talking about even matters relating to reparations. And why is it that as a country do we need to call for justice? Is it beyond just an apology? Is it only about the financial compensation? Because that is a part of looking at where we're coming from, appreciating that and looking at how we are going to evolve and how we're going to move forward. As I was making the point that reparations are not only about the financial compensation, but they include the official acknowledgement and the apologies, and possibly the educational and the cultural investment. I don't know if you have any other point there that you probably want to mention.
Yeah, man. Because, without reparation, we will still and always be the underdog in the world,
Yeah.
The thing is, we see the world giving those who enslaved us reparations. They consider that they were losing their livestock, which is us.
Yeah.
And they gave them, I think it was 20 million pounds at the time, to the slave masters, and not us, who built everything in the world. Because even in shackles and train, we created everything that you see around us. If you check all of the great inventions, man, it was us who was doing that. So we gave everything to the world, and the world has given us nothing back but torture and torment, Reparation is about restoring the pride of our people as well, to know that we are coming from such great legacy. Because many people are thinking that our story started in slavery. Many people don't know that we were here in Jamaica land too long before slavery, that we are indigenous. Some person did come across on the slave ship.
Yes.
But when Columbus described, and all of the conquistadors who described the Indians, they described them as being dark-skinned and looking like the Ethiopians. So we were always here, but they don't want us to know that. So with reparation, those things have to be told, that you are indigenous and that you own the land and that we shouldn't be bowing to, any other colonial master and paying taxes to anyone, So with reparation, our people will regain their power.
Right, so that restoration, so an understanding really about who you are, because not only that, when you think about even the wealth that was created through slavery that they benefited from, while leaving us here in our society in terms of looking at the social and economic inequalities that are there. So those are the things that we need to change. Those
systems are still in place today to have them on top of us, just the same, Yeah, man.
Wow, so you see, this is a broadening of the conversation. Might not be able to finish all of that tonight, But, it's really a food for thought, because I do know, I've heard in the space persons saying that, well, you could never really put a dollar value on what we have gone through.
They can't,
Yeah, so, and, well, a couple years ago, we did see one of those foreign state trying to give what appears to be an apology, and trying to set things straight. But why do we see reparations as Jamaican? That is something that we should really think through even as we head into this weekend, because as we've been saying, that the effects of slavery and colonialism can still be seen in areas such as land ownership, education, healthcare, and of course the economic opportunity as well. So we have to acknowledge and address how this history contributes to even justice and the whole matter of reconciliation, reconciling one to another, and a part of reconciliation also includes love as well, which we have touched on before. But again, preserving the history through storytelling. What is your story? What is your message that you want to leave? What is your legacy that you want to leave behind for your family, for your generation? It's important for us to look at that. And Major Bless, as we mentioned, being a cultural ambassador, he continues to, through what he does, to wave that banner, in terms of poetry, and reminding us who we are as a people. Now, I know that there are two more pieces that we want to get in before we close the show. One is Capella. What's this one called?
I'm just writing this one. It's called There's a Better Way.
Well, he's just writing this one, and so you're hearing this.
Brand new.
Brand new, right
like
here.
All the phone in our hand new.
Right here on Nationwide 90. Let's go.
The A-team.
Yes.
Jamaica, that's how we are going to live. Every day in the news, nothing positive. Everybody laugh, but there's no fun.
We just use skin teeth.
Keep a heart bun.
Country broken, love can fix it. Make a island crisp like biscuit. The Isle vile, we need peace. Reconcile, politician, police. If me never see it for myself, me would that thing say a lie.
Them pepper spray, Desmond eye.
Hot like 10 fire side, make big man cry.
Them pepper spray, Desmond eye.
I am the Lord, that's the consequence why.
Them pepper spray, Desmond eye.
Even I got flat when pepper spray fly.
Them pepper spray, Desmond eye. It's like chickens come home to roost. Lawlessness let loose. Negativity plaster in the media. No respect for elders and leaders. Imagine if an ordinary citizen, enough innocent people see prison, and the girl never do it for the clout. A good a trauma make she ball out. If me never see it for myself,
me would that thing say a lie.
Them pepper spray Desmond eye. Me not tell no lie when me hear my heart cry.
Them pepper spray Desmond eye.
You mean we can't live together?
Jamaica make we try.
Them
There's a better way
for I and I. Me not tell no lie
when me hear my heart cry.
There's a better way for I and I.
Love that, love that, love
Brand
that.
new.
Brand new. That's the title of it?
Yeah, world premiere, you know.
Yeah.
There's the next verse, but in the interest of time, we see it get closer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Well, let's just drop the last one on the track, and then we'll just close out.
All right.
When you're ready, sir engineer. The second one. All right, so while we get that queued up, it's interesting how you fuse what's really happening in the society today. But I think we're ready now. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, man. So that we are talking about, we are use storytelling, you know, to preserve what is happening, our chronicle what is happening today, you know. But this one is also called The Journey. This is my story, a true story, live. The journey of 1,000 miles begins at one step. Broken child still a smiling, I'm a one prepper. Before you judge, listen my views. Can you take a walk in my shoe? So can you? I must say give thanks to the A-team for having us here tonight. I'm alright. Alongside Ngozi right. So this has been my journey, you know. In the heart of the inner city, there's a place where the children suffer daily. Me, the ghetto child, this flower growing wild. People always ask me why you never smile. What's a smile about in this tenement yard? Forget a dinner money, match a gamble tree a card. Grew up without mama kisses or hugs. Sold drugs for the dogs to buy myself a logs. At nights there was no place to rest my head. Sometimes I found shelter in a broken down shed. In the open land I slept on a bag of sand. See I was sinking, no one to hold my hand. Quickly going down, I couldn't turn my life around. Now you see my face, it wears a permanent frown. What am I to do after all I've been through? Can you take a walk in my shoe? What am I to do after all I've been through? Can you take a walk in my shoe? So can you walk? So big up all who know about dumpling and butter. Big up those who know about tonka meal. Anybody who know about quarter bread. It's a journey, you know. 15 years old, weighed 80 pounds. Malnourished, pure skin and bones. The system was stiff. My mind began to shift. Started to shoplift until I found I had a gift. Found I had a sound to use the microphone.
Educate uptown about downtown.
Like many before us, they try to ignore us, but they can never ignore
my verses are my chorus.
So I began to rise, hear my vocalize. Wolf in disguise, with us you never socialize.
I'm the one they victimize,
the one that criticize, the one you despise, the one to see my demise. Refuse to hear my cries, told me to stop my knives, but I open up my eyes. Open up my eyes. A-team, we were born to fly. The journey of 1,000 miles begins at one step. Broken child still a smiling, I'm a one prepper. Before you judge, listen my views. Can you take a walk in my shoes? So can you walk in my shoes? Will you listen to my cry? One day I will reach my dreams.
Can you take a walk in my shoes?
Born to fly. Yeah man, give thanks beautiful people. Everyone going through your own journey. This is Maja Bless live here on the A-team, and we do give thanks. One love. Love is all we need, you know? Yes sir.
Salah. Love that. The journey.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is your story.
Yes, sir.
And I always tell people that your story is your story.
Definitely.
And nobody can change that, you know. And you have to look at your own life and to see how you are going to make it better.
Yeah, man.
Especially when you think about the struggles, you know, and coming from that. And I love how you have just shared your whole journey.
Definitely.
In this form, yeah.
Yeah, man, because we have to use it as inspiration, you know. We know many persons out there are going through stuff, and we're showing them that you don't have to take the negative route, you know. Because we grew up around it, we see it all. We lost 2 brothers, you know, doing it, you know. So we are staying on the righteous path and try to, you know, just motivate and full courage the oncoming generation that, you know, you can choose the positive road and still, you know, be successful and be something great out there, you know.
Love that. And, you know, we're going to be closing on now because we're almost out of time, pretty much out of time. But I want the twins come and say something to us.
Yeah, man,
come
through, man.
Come, man. Yeah.
Jam down, baby. Jam down, baby.
Are we at the future generation? Jam down, baby. Jam down, baby. Are we at the future for the nation? I rise from Kingston City, where the sun shines bright and pretty. Fed by elders' wisdom, soon come run this kingdom. Who knew that we would be greater, and that a female would lead Jamaica? With all of the falls to celebrate the strength, Jamaica were very independent. Jam down, baby. Jam down, baby. Are we at the future generation? Jam down, baby. Jam down, baby. Are we at the future for the nation?
Pull up that.
Pull up.
Yeah, come on, Rastafari voice the earth. Teach the children.
Teach the children how they should live, and they will remember it all their lives.
But if any man provide not for his own children, is worse than an infidel. Take care of your kids, them. Take care of your children. Oh, you for their dance and a party hard, and your children are suffer like dog. Take care of your kids, them. Take care of your children. Oh, you for their dance and a party hard, and your children are suffer like dog. You are worried about makeup and ear on your head,
and your pitney shoes are big bread.
Yeah.
You are worried about makeup and ear on your head, and your pitney shoes are big bread.
You are worried how your shoes look, and the youth them not a school book. Flossing boss are your slogan, and the youth them the pan pop program.
Wow. Love that. It goes into fire. And of course, Maja Bless is here in the studio. Wow. I feel like we could continue. But just a start. But you know, I promise you, A-Team listeners, we're going to have them back for part 2. And we have some of the listeners on YouTube. Here's a comment that says, really passionate delivery. And you can tell that they really mean every word that they're saying. Heart of love to them. So big up yourself.
Heart of love. Never short of love. Give
That's
thanks,
right.
you know. Blessed love.
All right. So that's where we're going to be leaving it for this week. I want to wish you all the best. Enjoy the Emancipendence holiday. I want to say big up to our executive producer, Dennis Brooks. Of course, our technical operator, Andrew Anderson. And have a great weekend. We'll do it all over again next week, Friday.
Bless you.
And say, if you not have no education, people treat you like a book. Turn you in a handyman, dog, food you have to cook.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving.